Stop the madness and start betting like a sharp. In this upload, I'm going to explain to you the 10 worst bets that you shouldn't be making in a sportsbook. I'm Tony from Betting Analyst, a full-time betting professional. Let's crack on. If you benefit from this type of video, please give us a like and subscribe to the channel, and don't be scared to leave a comment. Let us start with double chance betting. This is particularly popular with parlay bettors. Punters are lured by getting 2 of the 3 betting options. However, they don't realise it's mostly terrible betting value. Let me show you why. Now take this example. You can see Leicester in the double chance market are being offered at 220, whereas the odds for the home and the draw are 475 and 433. If you bet proportionally, you would get odds of 227, so 7 pips more than the 220. Let's do some more examples. Look at another website. This is a different bookmaker. They're giving 225 on the double chance, but again, by splitting your bet, you can get 233. You get 318 with the Arsenal game instead of the 305, and 259 the Manchester game instead of 250. Now this in effect means if you are betting at these odds, the odds of 220, right, you effectively lay in Chelsea at odds of 1.84, whereas the bookmakers are only happy to lay them at 163. So hopefully you can see you're giving massive value away, and that's what makes this a bad bet. An even worse bet is the 3-way handicap. This is when the outsider gets a 1-goal head start. So let's just give an example. Look at the 3-way handicap odds on the left hand side and look at the match odds on the right hand side. If you look down at the bottom, you can see that the 3-way handicap odds are totaling 113.29%, whereas the match odds are just at 105.64. So that means by betting the 3-way handicap, you are actually taking 7.65% worse odds. Another example with a different bookmaker. In this instance, they're just taking 111.42 on the handicap, whereas the 1x2 is at 105.49. So as you can see, it's about double the takeout. The cure for this is just stick with Asian handicaps. That's where the value is. From a value perspective, it doesn't get much worse than a bet builder. So what is a bet builder? A bet builder is a multi-leg bet on a single game of sport. For the bet to win, each leg must be successful and is usually made up of 3 or more separate legs. For example, you could select Manchester City to beat Manchester United, Erling Haaland to score, Kevin De Bruyne to have a shot on target, and Bruno Fernandes to be carded. Unsuspecting customers will think they're getting value from the bet boost. Now you can see the bet builder down there on the left. Supposedly they're giving you odds of 7 instead of 6.50, but let me tell you, the true odds of this happening was 9.65. William Hill are a step wiser. What they're doing is you send them a bet through, they'll give you a price and a link, right? You can then go and place a rip-off odds, which is giving up about 20 to 25%. There is nothing a sportsbook likes more than punters who make low-value parlay bets, also known as accumulators. Take this for example. Caesars Sportsbook are advertising a $25 bet that would pay $237,000 if it all came in. William Hill are showing off this total winnings of $367,000 for a 5-leg parlay where the stake was $1,548. However, what they are not telling you is that the odds are bad. As an example, let's use the spin of a coin, where the house edge is 5%, so you would be getting 1.90 instead of odds of 2. Now just imagine that you did this 10 times, the real odds would be 1,024, but you would only get 613. Now some crazy people are doing like 25 to 30 team parlays, so you can see how difficult they've got it. Now there is an exception to the rule, and that is when you're getting the odds in your own favour, and that's what I explained to you in this video. While some of you won't want to believe this, cash out is a terrible betting option. Now let me just explain to you, it is all about that the bookmakers are giving you back less than your bet is worth. So just for example, this 6-bet parlay, 5 of the matches have already won, and you've already got 251.37 going on to the final game at odds of 2.30. the bookmakers will offer you $225 to cash out, but if you just stopped your bet before, you'd have already been paid the $251. So you can see yourself, you're giving up $27.37 of value back. Now, if you only bet the first 5 legs, you would have already cashed in. That is fact. Betting companies often offer odds on something to happen without giving the option of no, it won't happen. Now, as Brits, we see this every year with will it snow on Christmas Day? We never get the option to bet no, it won't snow on Christmas Day. Now, this happens across all different sports. There's just an example of something in basketball. But if we take this NFL game, you can see B.J. Robinson is being offered to score a touchdown at any time at odds of 1.69. Where is the odds that he doesn't score a touchdown? It's because they don't want to. It's because they're adding more betting juice. It's the same in this Bundesliga football game with Dennis Undas. 220 anytime. What happened to no, he won't score at any time? The thing is, if they are not offering the opposite side of the bet, it's because they are adding even more betting juice. Stay away. Dropping odds. Imagine this scenario. You have been given a tip at certain odds. Let's just say the odds are 3, right? And that's the plan, to bet at odds of 3. But they've dropped down to 2.50. You should forget them. The odds have gone. Once the price has gone, there might be a reason why. But the fact of the matter is the value is gone too. So do not chase after steam. While there might be a reason for the odds dropping, you shouldn't be betting when the value is gone. I don't want to take all the fun out of betting, but you should be at least informed that futures betting is bad value. You know, professional punters like Tony Bloom, they wouldn't go anywhere near it. Now, why you might want a bit of fun, that's okay, but you should at least know. Look at this, the MLB series has got 140% on the board. Do you want to bet with 40% against you? What about the NBA? It's exactly the same and counting. And at Cheltenham, you know, horse racing, the thing is, if your horse doesn't run, you've blown your money and you don't know whether it's even going to turn up on the day. So just bear that in mind. You know, you might think you're getting value, but the fact is they've got 160, maybe 200% on the board at this stage of the season. And worst of all, your money is going to be tied up for a long time. Another bad bet is standard each way betting terms. This is when you are betting, say, a horse to win or place. As you can see, this is 10 runner race and there are 3 places being offered at 1/5 the odds. If we do an example using a 10 horse race where all the odds are the same, so let's call them 15-2 or 8.50, so the book odds would be 117.65%. And then we did 1/5 the odds, right, for the place terms, that would be 6-4 or 2.50 in decimal terms. So the book odds would then increase to 400%, but you'd have 3 places. So if we divide that by 3, you can see the margin increased to 133.33%. You would actually be better off betting 3 horses to win that race and giving yourself 3 chances that way. As always, there is an exception to the rule, and that is when the bookmakers are paying more places or they're doing some kind of special promotion. And there's also one other way, and that is each way thieving, and I'll discuss that in this video. Finally, and this one might surprise you, don't make a bad bet with your bonus. Now bear with me on this one. When you sign up for a new betting account, you will often be incentivized. This is often in the form of a free bet to the same amount of your first bet if it loses. In the case of MGM, they're giving US customers up to $1,500 back as a free bet if their first bet loses. In Europe, Bet365 are giving up to 100 in bet credits. What you need to understand is whether it's a bet credit or a replacement bet for a losing bet, the stake of any free bet is not included. So imagine that you place the 1,000 free bet at odds of 2.5, you would win 1,500, not the 2,500 with the stake included. With this in mind, you're going to find better value by avoiding the short odds. Now, the typical person thinks short odds are a guaranteed win and it's going to be an easy pickup. But the truth of the matter is you are financially better taking the bigger odds. Let me explain why. You imagine this game below between East Michigan and Ohio. If you did your 1,000 free bet at odds of 127, you would win just 270, Whereas if you did your 1,000 at the 3.9 on East Michigan, you would win 2,900. Now, the thing about this is you've got to pay attention, right? The expected value of the 270 with its chance of winning, which is 76.6%. That's with the betting juice taken out, the house edge. It's just $207, right? Whereas you've got a 23.5% chance on the other side with the 2,900, so your expected value is $682. I hope you understand that. So I would just like to wrap with, betting is all about the mindset. If anybody tells you you can't win at this game, they are wrong. You can. You just need to do things properly, right? There's ways and systems, and you should be able to pick them up on this channel. So don't forget, give us a like, subscribe, and leave a comment, or even send us an email if you want to know something in particular. So that's about it for now. You're through to boot camp again. We'll see you in the next one soon. Take care. Bye bye.